There's a clip of Jim Caviezel going viral right now. 1.1 million views in under 10 hours. Not because he said something new, but because he said all this years ago, got buried for it, and now the entire world is catching up to him. Jim Caviezel didn't just make a film about he practically predicted this exact moment we're in right now. And in January 2026, a single interview he gave hit 1.1 million views in under 10 hours. Why? Because people finally understand what he was saying all along.
I can say one thing. I showed it in Vegas, and there was 5 screenings, about 1,500 people that saw it. During the 5 screenings, each screening, there was a talking going on. And I was like watching the audience going, what? The second time it happened. Again, third time, talking in this one particular spot. And I'm thinking, what, did we do something wrong or something? But so then one more time it happened. At the end, I was asking about the movie, and I asked them about that one particular part where everybody's talking, and they all cried out Epstein Island. And I went, oh, okay. Now I understand what we're up against.
Wow.
Epstein Island isn't the only island out there. And Tim Ballard takes down one of the films.
In this video, we're going through the top 10 names linked to the Epstein files, along with Jim Caviezel's warning about what may still be hidden. Stay with me, because the number 1 name reportedly visited Epstein's private island with their family while publicly claiming they had cut ties years earlier. Before we get into the list, it's important to understand who Jim Caviezel is. Most people know him for his role in The Passion of the Christ, but instead of chasing fame, he chose a different path, working on Sound of Freedom, a film based on rescuing children from trafficking. He later claimed the industry tried to suppress the film and that he was blacklisted. Now, about the Epstein files. Jeffrey Epstein was a financier accused of running a trafficking network involving powerful individuals. He died in custody in 2019 under controversial circumstances. In late 2025 and early 2026, millions of documents were released, including flight logs, emails, and photos. It's important to note that appearing in these files doesn't automatically mean wrongdoing. It could be from events or brief encounters. However, patterns raise questions. Caviezel describes the system as an octopus, suggesting it goes deeper than just one person. AT number 10. Bill Gates, who had multiple meetings with Epstein over the years, with reports and allegations continuing to surface.
Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates has admitted to having 2 affairs with Russian women and has apologized for his links to the convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Mr. Gates, what is your message to lawmakers?
I did have affairs, but I saw and did nothing illicit, Bill Gates revealed to his charity, the Gates Foundation.
Bill Gates admitted, "It was foolish to associate with Epstein. It was a mistake." Draft emails in the files also show Jeffrey Epstein making allegations about Gates, claims that Gates has denied. Photos place him at Epstein's properties, but not on the private island.as for Elon Musk. Email exchanges from 2012 and 2013 reveal discussions about a potential visit to Epstein's Caribbean island. However, the documents do not confirm whether those visits ever happened. What is confirmed is that Musk stated publicly in 2025 that Epstein invited him to the island, but he refused.
Reference also made, intriguingly, to the ex-owner Elon Musk having potentially visited the offender's island. Musk is named in the documents as being a potential visitor to Epstein's island, Little St. James, on December the 6th, 2014, 6 years after he became, this is Epstein, a listed ex-offender. His name appears on what appears to be a daily schedule that Epstein had, with the entry saying, quote, "Reminder, Elon Musk to island December 6th, brackets, is this still happening, question mark." You remember, of course, that Elon Musk took to his own social media platform to suggest that Donald Trump, his name was going to come up in association with Epstein, and that's why the files hadn't been released. Well, it turns out Musk's name is in there too.
Elon Musk is also mentioned in calendar entries for proposed meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. The emails and invitations exist, but Musk maintains that he refused. Prince Andrew appears in Epstein's private emails hundreds of times. A 2010 email suggests Epstein was arranging a dinner meeting for him. In 2022, Andrew settled a sexual abuse lawsuit with Virginia Giuffre without admitting liability. That same year, Queen Elizabeth II stripped him of his military titles and royal patronages.
Haunting new images show the former prince staring directly at the camera. Prince Andrew appears to have been caught in a lie after a leaked email revealed he told Jeffrey Epstein they were in this together after the pair supposedly had cut contact. UK paper The Mail on Sunday has obtained an email from Prince Andrew to Jeffrey Epstein sent on February 28, 2011, a day after a photo of him next to a then teenage Virginia Giuffre was first published. In it, Andrew writes, "I'm just as concerned for you, don't worry about me. It would seem we are in this together and will have to rise above it." He then signs off, "Otherwise, keep in close touch and we'll play some more soon."
I said, look, because of what has happened, I don't think it is appropriate that we should remain in contact. And by mutual agreement during that walk in the park, we decided that we would part company, and I left, I think it was the next day. And to this day, I never had any contact with him from that day forward.
The January 2026 file release confirmed extensive communication between Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew. The December 2025 release also included unexpected photos of Bill Clinton. One image shows him in a hot tub at Epstein's estate, while another shows him with Ghislaine Maxwell at the Churchill War Rooms. Additional photos appear to show Clinton with Michael Jackson and Diana Ross on a private plane, along with others where he is seen with Epstein in matching attire.
Photos of several high-profile men, including former President Bill Clinton and pop icon Michael Jackson, have been made public as part of the massive trove of Jeffrey Epstein-related documents released by the Department of Justice. Newly released photos of Clinton show the former president swimming with another woman and Maxwell. In another picture, Clinton can be seen holding a drink and standing next to Epstein. It's unclear where or when these photographs were taken, but they show further evidence of the closeness of the two men. Clinton has steadfastly denied any wrongdoing. A statement from Clinton's spokesperson said that the former president did not know about Epstein's crimes and had cut off the relationship before those crimes came to light.
Bill Clinton flew on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet multiple times over 2 decades ago and also met him at the White House. In January 2026, when an investigation into Epstein was opened, both Clinton and Hillary Clinton declined to testify.
I don't remember anything about it.
During hours of closed-door congressional questioning, former President Bill Clinton repeatedly gave similar answers about some of his encounters with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, first reported by CNN.
I have no recollection of it, but it could have happened.
He said he didn't remember the details when House Oversight Committee investigators asked about a series of reported encounters with Maxwell over more than a decade.
Charity gala in New York, dinner at a New York City restaurant, co-hosted a fundraiser for Secretary Clinton's presidential campaign, co-hosted a fundraiser for your presidential library,
and even international trips. One of the most detailed exchanges involved a July 2002 trip to Morocco for the wedding of King Mohammed VI.
Do you recall whether Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell also attended that wedding?
Naomi Campbell appears in Jeffrey Epstein's contact list as a business connection and is seen in photos taken at his properties. There are no allegations of wrongdoing against her. She is mentioned as part of Epstein's broader celebrity social circle.
Recently released documents about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein by the U.S. Justice Department repeatedly reference British supermodel Naomi Campbell. A New York Times review of the documents found that Campbell's name appears in nearly 300 files, alongside other powerful figures linked to Epstein. Emails show Campbell requested flights on Epstein's private jet and planned visits to his New York mansion.
However, even being part of the social circle raises questions. Jeffrey Epstein didn't collect contacts casually. Everyone in his list was there for a reason. A point Jim Caviezel often emphasizes. As for Michael Jackson, this case requires caution. There is only one known photo showing him with Epstein, Bill Clinton, and Diana Ross at what appears to be a celebrity event.
These two pictures of Michael Jackson and Jeffrey Epstein are a big fat nothing burger, nothing controversial despite what the media might suggest. The blurred out picture with Bill Clinton and Diana Ross are quite literally Michael Jackson and Diana Ross's kids. You can't make this up. This is literally a different angle of a different picture of the same exact night that you could very much tell it is their freaking kids. But why was MJ and Diana Ross hanging out with Bill Clinton in the first place? Well, it's a very simple answer. This picture had just been taken right after MJ had performed at the Apollo Theater in New York City in 2002 for the Democratic National Convention fundraiser. And Bill Clinton's the Democratic president, which makes sense why he would be there supporting as well. And now the big picture. MJ and Epstein together right there is clear as day, right? Clearly MJ's doing something bad because they're both together in the picture. That picture is the only time reported that they actually met, and it was at Jeffrey Epstein's house in Florida because Michael Jackson was trying to buy a house.
Michael Jackson's connection to Jeffrey Epstein is minimal. Wikipedia notes that it's unclear why his photo was in the files, and there's no suggestion he was involved in any crimes. He appears on the DOJ's politically exposed persons list alongside Elvis Presley and Princess Diana, both deceased before Epstein's crimes began. No flight logs, no allegations, no island visits, just one photo at a public event. Oprah Winfrey, according to Jim Caviezel, is described not as a victim but as a legitimizing force, someone who made dangerous people appear safe and trustworthy to the public.
The Epstein documents were unsealed. People expected powerful names, but not this many. Politicians, billionaires, celebrities, and then names like Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey surfaced in discussions, references, and associations that made people pause.
Oprah Winfrey's name does not appear in the official DOJ Epstein files. Jim Caviezel's claims are based on patterns of associations rather than documents. Caviezel points to her longtime Hollywood influence. She supported Harvey Weinstein, introduced him to young actresses, and gave him public endorsement while many women were already victims. She also promoted John of God, later convicted of assaulting dozens of women, and opened a girls' school in South Africa where a matron was arrested for abusing students. Caviezel argues that when scrutiny hits, Oprah responds with rebranding, philanthropy, speeches about believing survivors, and pivots. Meanwhile, Kevin Spacey appears in photos with Bill Clinton and Ghislaine Maxwell at Epstein-connected events.
The next clip on him talking about Epstein and Clinton. Yeah, just watch this here.
In 2015, do you know who I never asked for anything? Was Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't want to be around this guy because I felt he put the president at risk on that trip to South Africa because there were these young girls.
Oh, now
and we were like, who is this guy? So I will say this. There were young girls on those flights. There were young girls on those flights.
Yeah. Time out. You mean to tell me, Patrick, if you're on somebody's private jet, how big is this private jet? It's a fairly size. You don't know everybody that's on that flight? There's only, 10, 15 people on there? You know the captain, you know the co-pilot, you know the flight attendant, you know everybody. And now all of a sudden, oh, but Bill Clinton, by the way, great company he keeps. Epstein, Clinton Foundation, the Bill Clinton. You're on that plane, and now all of a sudden there's underage girls, and now you feel, so there was a you did know who he was.
Kevin Spacey appears in Epstein's flight logs and in December 2025 photos at multiple Epstein-connected events. In July 2023, he even tweeted asking for the files to be released, stating, "For those of us with nothing to fear, the truth can't come soon enough. There are no criminal charges against him, and he maintains his innocence." Gordon Lutnick publicly called Epstein gross and said he cut ties decades ago, but the files suggest otherwise. Emails show that in December 2012, Lutnick and his wife accepted an invitation to Epstein's private Caribbean island, planning to arrive by yacht with their children.
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Epstein's former neighbor, recounting his alleged experience with the deceased billionaire to the New York Post.
Way back when, they traded those videos in exchange for him getting that 18-month sentence.
Lutnick describing Epstein as gross.
I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often you have a massage? And he says, every day. And then he gets weirdly close to me. Ooh. And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Emails from 2011 show Gordon Lutnick had drinks with Jeffrey Epstein and discussed a construction project near their homes. The Commerce Department calls it limited interactions. Yet in December 2012, Lutnick, his wife, and children reportedly traveled by yacht to Epstein's island. He now serves in the U.S. Cabinet. Jim Caviezel's final warning. In April 2026 testimony to Congress, he stated that 850,000 children are missing, a number most channels overlook.
I did a movie a long time ago in New York, and I was with Homicide, and I got to see the contortion of a face when someone, and it's hard to watch. But when you start going into this, which is children, there is something that I can't even fathom. I had no choice but to go in, and I hear the screams in my heart. I hear the screams because of the agents that I got to work with, got to show me things. And one particular time he says, "Are you sure you want to go further?" It took me 2 years to get over this.
How has this changed you? How is experiencing that material and having to play it out changed you?
I will tell you this right now. I would absolutely, if this were to change the world.
Jim Caviezel asked Congress how the three-letter agencies could not know about this system and warned that when the public fully wakes up, it will be impossible to ignore. He was blacklisted for speaking out. Now, with the files released and names confirmed, the question isn't whether it happened, it's what comes next. Which name surprised you the most? Do you think anyone will face real consequences? Or does money and power protect them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. For deeper dives, we've already covered _celebrity, Naomi Campbell, model, Ellen DeGeneres.